Welcome to Harrison Hacks.
Hey guys, welcome back to Harrison Hacks. Today I'm going to be releasing the TurboGrafx-16 Mini for the PC. I've done one in the past. This one is far more advanced, far better aesthetically, and in the configuration side of things, this is much better. So I'm going to show you guys around a little bit, and if you're interested, you can stay tuned for the install. So here is the front end. First and foremost, I do want to give a huge shout out to Sickle. This is Sickle's theme, and it's fantastic. It's just so representative of the official TurboGrafx-16 slash PC Engine slash PC Engine Core Graphics minis. What I've done here is any North American releases are in here. You're getting HuCard as well as disc-based games. And then there's also Japanese games. So if they're easy to play through and not much Japanese, I put them in here. And then there's also Japanese translated games, so that if you wanted to try games you've never tried before, there's some fan translated games in here as well. A huge selection of games, but you'd have to go through the list here. But there's some cool features. So if we're going through the games list, that's cool. We can launch a game no problem, which I can show you here. HuCard goes in. And now our game will launch up. But I'll exit back, go back to the menu. If we come down here, we press down, and I press A. I'm in my settings menu. If we press A here, if we had favorites, we could sort them. So we would be sorting all our favorites right now, but I'll go back to all. And then let's say you're like, well, I don't really like the TurboGrafx look. I like the PC Engine look. You could just go over to select console, press A. And the games list is exactly the same, but now it looks like the PC Engine. So pretty sweet. And if we go down, we can do PC Engine Core Graphics if you like the look of this one. And there you go. And all the games are here. And there are a lot of games in here. A lot. Castlevania Rondo of Blood. So obviously this is the English translated version. Fantastic game. If you have not tried it, you got to check that out. So I'll go back to TurboGrafx, but you can change the look whenever you choose. You just go to the bottom right corner and hit A, and you're good to go. So if you're interested in this build, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial process. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is just go to the link in the description, and it's going to take you to download a simple little text file, the TurboGrafx-16 mini link.txt. And what you'll want to do is just open up that text file, and you'll have a real link in here, but you would just highlight everything inside the text file just like so, right click, copy, and then go ahead and paste that into your web browser, and that'll give you the option to go and scroll and download all of the zip files necessary. Now if you're getting this from Arcade Punks, then it will be either a torrent or an NZB file. And basically, if you are a torrent user, please seed after downloading so that everyone can enjoy this pack. But once you have everything downloaded, you're going to have 44 zip files weighing in at 42.5 gigabytes. And you want to focus on the 001. I recommend using 7-zip. But you would right click, 7-zip, extract here. Sometimes people have issues with WinRAR, but you could use it if you already do, but I recommend 7-zip. But you would just hit extract here. And once it's extracted, you'll have your TurboGrafx-16 mini folder. One thing I want to note is this is portable. Provided you put it on the root of any drive letter, not a problem. You can go ahead and put this on an external hard drive, a USB stick, C drive, D drive, E drive, all the way down. I mean, you can put on any drive letter you want, but it's 47.6 gigabytes once it's extracted. So I'm going to put it in the root of my F drive. So I'm going to cut. I'll paste it in the root of F, open it up, and then let's go ahead and launch it up and do our controls. Okay, so once inside, the first thing we want to do is press tab on our keyboard, and then we will use our arrow keys to go up to controls and press enter, and then let's go all the way to the top to the back exit option. So I will be configuring mine using an Xbox One controller over Bluetooth. So that will be my button layout for this, but you can do whatever buttons you choose on your controller. So we'll want to press enter, and then we'll go to add input, press enter. I'm going to use my B button, and if I press B, I'll go back. So up, down, left, right, you can do your D-pad or your left analog stick, whichever you so choose. You just press enter, add input, press enter, and I'll use my D-pad. I'll press up, and then we'll do the same for down, left, and right. There we go. And for the select, we want to press enter here. And I'm going to say use your start button. So press enter, press start. And we'll go back. Next, we'll go down to where it says add remove favorites. Right here. And we'll press start on it now that our controller is functioning. We can go to add input. I say use your select button or your back button on your Xbox controller. I just call it the select button. I'm old school. So press start, press select. Alright, so now our select button adds and removes favorites. If you wanted to and you wanted to skip letters throughout, you could make a button for previous letter, next letter. There's not that many games, and I usually just add a bunch of favorites, so I'm not going to do that, but you could do that here. I recommend for previous letter using your left bumper and your next letter using your right bumper. But that's completely optional. The next one is we want to go to custom 2. We'll press start, and then we'll go to add input, press start, and then press A. I'm using my A button. And that's going to allow us to go to that bottom menu and switch to PC Engine, to the core graphics, back to TurboGrafx. So our controls are all configured, so let's make sure everything's working perfectly here. Go down, over, and then I'll switch to PC Engine. There we go. There's the games list. You can get moving pretty quickly. But I'm a big fan of this build. I really enjoy it. So let's go ahead and add. So you can see 2 altered beasts. This would be your Hue card version. This is your CD-ROM version. But I'm gonna add a favorite. So I press select on Alien Crush, and I'm gonna press select on Altered Beast CD, and then we'll go to the sort, and I'll hit A. And they are in my favorites. So if you want to do that, you can add favorites there. So I'm going to leave those in there, but I'll go back to all. And the last thing, we want to shut down. So if we use our B button or whatever we use for our back button, that'll exit us right out. And then let's go into RetroArch and make sure everything's working on that end of things. So we will go inside of our TurboGrafx-16 mini folder. We'll go into the RetroArch folder, and we'll launch up RetroArch. Just like this. And basically any settings you want to do in here, as far as change the drivers, change your video options, your input option is the one I want to focus on. So if your controller's not working in games, this is where you would go to set up your controllers. So you would go to, for player 1, you go to port 1 binds, and then you can go ahead and set up all your controls just like that. In here, there's no universal way for me to show you. Every controller is different, but RetroArch is really good about accepting most controllers. Excuse me. The one we want to focus on is hotkey binds, and this will help us get out a game and go back to the menu. So hotkey binds, we're going to press up so that we go to the bottom, and we want to go to hotkeys. I like to use my select button as my hotkey while I'm in game, so I'm going to press enter on here and then press select on my joystick, and then I'll go down and go back to the top until I can scroll down to quit RetroArch And some people use start because you would hold select and press start, and that would quit RetroArch. This is a mini console, so I'm going to use down on my D-pad. So basically, if I hold select and press down on my D-pad, it's going to exit me out of game. So what I'll do is press enter and press down on my D-pad. And there we go. Now we should be all good to go. We'll go to main menu, quit RetroArch, and then we will launch it up and make sure our games are functioning. Okay, so we're back inside, so let's launch up Castlevania Rondo of Blood. I'll press run. And here we are. So I don't want to get into game or any of that kind of stuff. I know my buttons are fully functional. If you are using an Xbox One and possibly a 360 controller is the same, I do want to tell you that your left trigger will change you from 2-button to 6-button controller. So you can see on the bottom left, 6-button mode selected for pad 1. So if you know a game needs the 6-button, then go ahead and do that to change it. I'll go back to my 2-button right now. But let's try our exit. So I did select and down, so select and down, and I'm back at the menu to play games. Everything done from the controller. So pretty sweet there. And that's going to do it. So this is I named it TurboGrafX-16 Mini because I'm from North America. That's what I'm accustomed to. But it's basically the TurboGrafx PC Engine Core Graphics, NEC Konami Mini release for the PC, and I wanted to make it portable so you guys could put it on any drive letter. You're not stuck with the drive letter H, which I've been using in the past, so I'm using relative paths here. The other thing is another huge shout out to Sickle for this awesome theme. And if the theme gets updated with some major stuff that makes it work better or look better or whatever the case is, I will definitely just do a quick little update video and link you guys to download the updated artwork and just show you how to pop it in so that you could be updated, or you can keep this one the same as it is because it functions pretty well in my opinion. But that's completely up to you. So I'm definitely going to link to Sickle's YouTube video. I'll just link to his entire channel actually in the description, and hopefully you guys can give him a like and a subscribe over there for his phenomenal work. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. I really appreciate you watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, have a good day.